Hey, how's it going? John from Branson Cerakote and Laser. Gonna do a quick video today on the top 5 pieces of equipment I wish I'd never bought. So these items are going to be in no particular order. There's a couple of them on here that are items from Cerakote, and it's not by any means a video beating up on them. It's just a couple of pieces of equipment that I bought that one, I didn't feel it was value for the money that I paid for it, and the other was one that I just think is honestly kind of a defective piece of equipment. If you've had any experience with these pieces of equipment, or you've had something different, or even a good experience with equipment I have on here, leave a comment down below and let's have a conversation about it. Also want to remind everybody that we're going to do our next live stream pretty much from Sunday, June 7th at 7 p.m. And when I got it in, I thought, oh, this would be fairly useful, but as I kind of got more experience in this, I realized that the Cerakote plug kit just didn't have enough options in it, I guess. And the fact that the few plugs that you actually did use in there, they weren't around very long. These plugs fall out in the oven, they melt, they get, caked up with Cerakote. They fall out and roll under cabinets or benches and things, and you just kind of lose them. So you needed more than what they have in there. So this is kind of the one I felt like was wasn't worth the money. At the time, I think it was around 50 bucks, and now I think it's even up to around 70. And it just didn't have the sizes I needed and the quantity I needed. Since then, what we've done is just gone on Amazon or eBay even and just punch in powder coat plugs, and you'll get listings, hundreds of listings for them. The last time we bought plugs, I think we got 200 plugs for $25 or $30. So number 4 on the list is going to be our oven. Even though the oven is really functional and actually does a good job, it's the right size, things like that. The reason I put on this list is more because of the company that we dealt with. I don't want to sit here and name the company out on a YouTube video. Honestly, they've changed their name several times since we bought our oven. So I should probably tell you the type of business they are. The problem with it was that they didn't provide everything that they said they were going to provide. I had to buy some things that I had paid them for that weren't provided with the oven, that I had to spend money after the fact to get, just to get it to the point that we could use it. And in the end, had to really threaten them with some pretty harsh action to get them to follow through on what they told me they were going to do. On top of that, it was pretty disappointing to get the oven, and they had just really slapped it together as far as none of the edges had a grinder taken to them or anything. They were pretty sharp. So you can see we've got our logo and things on the door here, and a nice kind of border around it, metal border. We didn't do that because it would be a kind of a cool project, and that'd be a fun way to spend an afternoon. We did it because we got tired of cutting ourselves on the door. So next on the list is going to be a cheap spray gun. When I first started, I had zero experience spraying with an HVLP, so I really didn't know what I was doing. I was just kind of doing a little research on the internet, kind of stumbling through, and the first spray gun I bought was about $100. So it wasn't super cheap, but it wasn't, and a more expensive kind of professional gun. The problem with it was that it just didn't have the fine adjustments that the Iwata and some of the more expensive guns have. So it didn't really give you that margin for error that you get when you kind of put a little more money into a gun. It would get you in a zone, but if you got a little too close or just a little too far away, it just really started giving you issues. So once I finally upgraded to the LPH80, which was only 2 or 3 months into the whole thing, I really saw the difference between spending a little more money and getting a quality gun versus kind of just getting one to get by on. So number 4 is going to be the Cerakote soak tank. It's really a functional tank. I shouldn't beat up on it too much, but the thing that really disappointed me the most was for the money that you pay, it's made out of mild steel, or at least it was when I got it. I haven't checked it out since then to see if they've changed the design. And the problem is, especially here in the Ozarks where it's very humid during the summer and it gets really hot, is it started to rust almost immediately. So what ended up happening is we noticed it was pitting into the metal, and we were afraid it was actually going to go all the way through the wall, and we were going to just basically destroy it. So we ended up sanding it down, Cerakoting it, putting our logo on it just as a kind of a project to do. But it was pretty disappointing that for it to come from the parent company, if you will, and for it to be as expensive as it was, that it wasn't made out of better materials. The other kind of slightly disappointing thing was that the seals that were in it were just really not up to having acetone in the tank. It chewed through those pretty quickly and had to be replaced. So the last one, number 5, is going to be one of those pneumatic paint shakers. I bought one in the very beginning, thought it'd be great, be able to shake this stuff up without having to do it by hand. I guess my biggest complaint with that piece of crap was that it's just so ungodly loud and labor intensive, as far as you have to do maintenance on it every day. And if I didn't mention it, loud. It is very loud. So that wraps it up. That's a pretty quick video. Just want to kind of throw that out there because I've had that question of, what are pieces of equipment that I kind of regret buying. And as always, we want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Check us out at BransonCerakote.com for all your stencil, laser, and Cerakote needs. Have a great day.